All right, so what took place? We did not get to the ideal place for longs, but you could have jumped in on longs in confirmation of breaking above the yellow dead zone on NQ, especially with support at these vectors that were down here earlier. The wave 7 daily being very significant right now because we are facing a transition either to long, again, a long term, larger term trend long or short. So could have used these two levels and then come back down to target this orange open state and then come down, support, and it didn't come back. This would have been the ideal short, but this was overnight, so that was very hard unless you were awake. But this pivot was serving really well for bias long or short, break above, target open state, did not break down, and it didn't come back. You could have targeted the median range, PML, or this final target for the hourly imprints and last line of defense. So that would have been awesome. But again, we had this short opportunity and long confirmation on the yellow pivot zone. On ES, clearer in my opinion, and that is that the short was perfect at the wave 7 hourly imprint zone and essentially top ticking with median range. 90% of days, at least one of these median range levels get hit. And we reverse from there for an awesome, awesome short, finding support, chopping around in the morning, finally hitting the second pivot zone and not coming back. And it hit this outlier level. Now, ideal take profits would have been, again, here, these equal highs and this hourly imprints, or the IV walls, max range, according to yellow box volatility metrics. You could have done that. For tomorrow, so let's do NQ first. Again, we have that yellow pivot area on NQ. There's a lot of resistance here. On the hourly time frame, just above the daily, a long target here, and wave 10, 15 minute. That is on QQQ, but it does get respected by NQ. Just be mindful that these levels still translate to RTH the next day when we open. So you contextualize it with what happens overnight. But essentially, I am starting to look for shorts in this area. I'll be pretty busy, but you could eye them here, but they're not really working until we break down below these vector values. So you could use this as targets for short scalps in ETH, but be aware of that. So we have median range above overnight ceiling, which is very important to pay attention to. So the expectations for long side are suppressed. They are suppressed. But this is perfect. Wave 7 hourly at the bottom, essentially, of this yellow pivot. You could use it as confirmation for going short with closes, hourly closes below the hourly vector to target 23,300, about 70 points, if you won't take just from here to there. Median range, low at or below 50%. So there's not a great expectation for NQ to the downside beyond 50%. It's less. But if we break through and start having more of an aggressive outlier move, and when I say outlier, it's really just less than 50%, which is still quite a bit. Definitely targeting PML and this wave 7 hourly imprint zone. We can get quite an extra push. This is the hourly time frame, so on the smaller time frames, we can push a little bit more and reverse back on QQQ. So, and I expect this to be reached by, if we're pushing short in RTH and come back around. Unless we push a little bit further and test wave 7 daily again with weekly PML, but that would be a stretch. So that's what I'm looking for NQ. For ES, similar situation, capping around here and a push down. I will add some more levels for pivot zones, for order flow zones, but pushing down into where? This is an important support. If this gets broken, I'm expecting velocity, especially a 97.5% low at or below, to target 63.4125. for any more aggressive pushes down to median range 63.2850. So any outlier down here, but 82% chance low above. So that's a lot, but having some more reasonable targets here, more attainable. Now this is interesting to me. 100% high at or above out of a data set that includes 40 sessions. So this tells me we either get a push up in the overnight session with some divergence between NQ and ES, which is not unusual. Temporarily find support. If not, continue. If we do find support, I would expect it to be above this spliced vector and the yellow box, and then move up and then bump into this hourly imprints and last line defense for a pushback down. So definitely going to watch this. It might very well just top tick, but some ideas going into tomorrow. So look out and exercise risk management.